What up, everyone? This is Casual Chris, and in this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to make your drums go bang. I'm going to teach you how to parallel compress your drums. So let's get started. This is some drum samples that we're going to work with today. I think not doing anything special, but I think that's pretty cool. Almost had that, son. Okay, so say we got something like that. Now we can go ahead and worry about parallel compressing. So you have different ways of doing this. I can parallel compress the drums, or I can parallel compress everything. So what you're gonna do is tap right there. Get some of this. Tap right here. That's going to bring you to this screen here where you see your mixer. That's your audio playing. Double click on it. Now it's, oops. Double click on that. Sheesh. And then we are, I might have to double click there. Cool. Okay, so now I double clicked on there. So now what that basically means is I can choose to parallel compress only certain things. So in this case, I really only want to parallel compress the snare and the kick. Hit up here to know what your sample is, but that's a snare, that's a kick. I'm gonna leave the hi-hat out of this. Send to, that basically means it's sending to aux 2. Send 1, that means it's sending to aux 1. Pretty basic stuff right there, but yeah, there you go. So now we are going to back out of this screen by double clicking that far right one. If you know any other ways, guys, drop that, but that's how I've been doing it. Aux 2 is right here. Make sure we highlight aux 2. Now this next step is important. You could waste a lot of time in your life compressing this signal right now. Hit solo. You only want to hear what you're compressing. You don't want to hear this part yet. Okay, cool. Now we're going to our add audio effect dynamic processor. Cool. So what this is going to do is make your drums louder. That's a basic way of putting it. Anything else will confuse anybody, so this makes your stuff louder. So what we're going to do is your ratio tells it how much we're going to crunch this drum to make it louder. Now, as you crunch things to make it louder, you lose the swing before the contact. You lose the anticipation. And that's what makes things cool. The swing before the punch. You don't want to lose this action. So, watch out with your compression. This is why we use this technique. This is why I use this technique. So, for this though, we can actually make it all the way. We're just going to slam it. 20. What we're trying to do is we're trying to listen and see what this compressor is doing. Find the settings, find the attack, the release, and then we can worry about maybe turning down the ratio or putting in makeup gain. But first, we're trying to find the attack and the release and the thresholds. So, threshold is what we'll do first. We're just dropping it down until we hear the drums get quieter. Now, if you heard that chances are you're probably a good producer. You don't need this video. Go make a living, go do it. That, what you just heard right there, was the sauce. It went from a good drum to like, oh, like, whoa, something happened right there. You hear that? Okay, so now it's like all of a sudden, now we're in business. Now it's just boom, 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 boom. You could change the attack and the release settings. I like what I hear right now. I think this sounds perfect. Like, I wouldn't change this. This sounds perfect, but this is a tutorial, so I got to change it. So the only thing that I would ever think of doing is, because I got to stop it. That just sounds so good that I just got to stop it. I'd bring it all the way to 300 milliseconds, and then I'd bring it back in and hear it until I liked it. So even then it was quiet, it still sounded pretty sick. That sounds pretty good. 14 sounds good. Nine, 10, right in there sound good. Like, if you heard that, chances are you know what's going on here. If you didn't, I have another compression video you should take a look at, or check out my premium music class, and I will teach you how to make music. But if you know how to make music, you heard what I just heard in a compressor. So now it sounds great. Turn it off. Always make sure you turn it off to make sure you hear the difference. Okay, so now all we're looking at is either dropping this ratio, so there's not so much, so it's not like straight into the wall. So it's more like open, like it's clear. So I could have it like that. Sometimes if I'm looking for light compression, I mean, that's a great setting. But for this tutorial, I'm going all the way to the max. The next thing that we're doing is we're turning up the makeup gain. The only thing that you're doing with turning up makeup gain is you are just making it as loud as it was before you put this on. So turn it off. That sounds good to me. I could hit this and close my eyes a bunch of times. And if you can't notice a change, then boom, that's when you know you have it good. All we're doing is turning this up and mixing it by ear. So that is how you parallel compress your drums. Once again, this is an advanced technique. If you're working hip hop, this is a great technique to make your hip hop drums hit harder. If you like this tutorial, please hit subscribe. If you're looking to go down the deep end and really figure out how to make music, I have a premium how to make music on the go course. You use your iPad, Beatmaker 3. I show you in depth on how to use that. This is a part of that course. I actually go a little bit more in depth than that, but this is a part of the course, and yeah, I will show you the settings of how I got to this settings here in my premium course. If you are looking to learn how to use a compressor, I have a video that is free and it's on my YouTube channel that will show you how to use the compressor, how I got to these settings. I use the same technique on every single time that I need a compressor. So this is how it finally clicked for me. You know, I hope I use the right verbiage. I wasn't trying to be technical, because honestly, if someone would have told me to describe what this does, then, you know, I probably would have understood it a lot more than, you know, it crunches dynamics, you know. So anyways, thank you guys once again, and have a good one.